Hey guys, I'm so glad you are here with us tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time, and Kendra and I are going to talk, and I just noticed it says Anna on your screen, so now I'm all confused. Um, we're going to tell you a little bit about the supplements that we use and that we love so much, and why we love them. And we just hope that you can kind of feel what we feel, and just get a little sense of why we talk to people about this. Like, why don't we just shut up and keep it to ourselves, right? My name is Sonia Gilson. For those of you who don't know me, I'm actually a nurse practitioner in Great Falls, and I've been using these Plexus products for about 4.5 years now. I started to support a friend. I didn't think that I needed anything or that anything was going to help me. I thought what I had going on was that I was in my late 30s and I was tired and I didn't sleep well, and my digestion was all messed up. I always had an upset stomach, and I just thought that was part of getting older. I didn't honestly think that there was anything that was going to make any of that better. But I had a friend who was really struggling, and she definitely needed something. And I was like, oh, you start, I'll start with you. We'll just see how it goes. That was 4.5 years ago. We're both still using the products, and I figured out pretty quickly that I could actually feel better, and these products were the things to help me feel better. So at that point, I was working at a job where I'd have to get up in the middle of the night, take care of people in the emergency room, go back home, try to fall asleep, go back to work again in the morning to work in the clinic. Could never fall asleep easily. It took me a really long time. Once I did fall asleep, I'd wake up a lot, and I'd wake up in the morning feeling exhausted. That was whether or not I was going to work in the middle of the night or not. I had a Diet Coke pretty much every afternoon, and not that that is like the worst thing in the world, but that I joked that that was my drug of choice. And now I have a couple a year, but it's not something that I crave or need to get through the day. And that was where I was at. I needed a Diet Coke to get me through the day. I also had a drawer full of chocolate. Can anybody relate to that? I had a little candy around at all times, because that's probably what was going to help me for short intervals also during the day when I was at work. And I was taking medication, like over-the-counter medication, like Benadryl or melatonin, a couple nights a week, not the nights that I was on call, but to help me get a decent night's sleep. I just thought, tonight, if I sleep good, tomorrow I'll feel better. I did that for a long time. And they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. That's basically what I was doing. I was like, tonight's the night. I'm going to sleep good. Tomorrow I'm going to feel good. Never really worked out for me. I also had a lot of irritability just in general. My skin was terrible. I had terrible eczema on my hands, cracking, bleeding, which I thought was just a normal nurse thing. Now that I've been using the product regularly, my hands don't crack and bleed, even with the COVID times and washing my hands 3 times more than I normally would have. Seasonal allergies, that's another thing that went away from me that I had no idea that that was going to happen. So what do all these things have in common? Is there one magic pill that I'm using that's fixing all of this? No. What they all have in common is root healing. So our gastrointestinal system is basically in charge of everything, as far as sleep, as far as mental health, our immune system, our skin health. It all starts in the gut. If we're not digesting things and getting the nutrition out of our foods, we're not getting the nutrition. If we have like gunk in our gut from years of being constipated and eating crappy foods, again, we're not going to be absorbing the nutrition that we need to. And then there's also a huge population in our gut called the microbiome, which is bacteria. There are billions and billions of bacteria. There's more bacteria cells in our gut than there are human cells in our body. And those are the things that determine our cravings. So if you're craving sweets, or if you're craving vegetables, or if you're craving water, that's determined by your bacteria in your gut. And those grow and develop based on what we feed them. So if you're feeding them sugar and artificial ingredients and stuff that's not considered real healthy, that's the stuff that you're going to crave, because those bacteria are in there like, yes, I need more of that. I need more of that. And so that's what your body is going to crave. As you get more healthy bacteria in your gastrointestinal system, you're going to experience things like more energy. Your skin is going to be better. You're just going to feel better in general because of this root healing. So that is the gut health that we talk about a lot. And that's what kind of got Kendra interested in this as well. Another thing that we talk about a lot is inflammation. And I'll talk about one of our products called Ease in a little bit. And then the other thing is blood sugar balance. So blood sugar balance is something that is obviously important for anybody with a blood sugar issue, but it's also important for the rest of us, because my afternoon crash that I needed a Diet Coke and chocolate, that was a blood sugar thing. And now that I take these products, my blood sugar is even through the day and I'm not having that crash. I'm not having the sugar cravings. I'm not having hangry episodes where I just need to eat sugar to feel better and to get energy back. Blood sugar balance also affects sleep. Going back to the gut, melatonin, which is the hormone that our body produces to help us sleep. It's also something that you can take in a vitamin form, but that is produced and stored in your gastrointestinal system. So is serotonin, which is our happy hormone. And that is something that a lot of people take medication that are serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They work on increasing the serotonin in your body, which helps to decrease feelings of sadness and depression and anxiousness. So those are things that that just help from the inside out. So I'm going to briefly talk about our most popular trio of products called the Triplex, and that's what I started on, and I think it's what Kendra started on too. And we're still taking them. So the first product, which is one of the first products that Plexus had, is called Slim. There are two different types, and we can talk about which one's the right one for you. This one is microbiome activating. The other one is hunger control. The other one has a little bit more fiber. These have ingredients that help to reduce some inflammation, helps for people to have a healthier blood pressure, have healthier cholesterol levels. It was actually developed by endocrinologists, which are people who specialize in hormones like insulin, like people who manage diabetes. And it was developed for people with type 2 diabetes. So when they did the research, they found that people lost weight. So of course it was marketed as a weight loss supplement. What we have found is that in people who need to lose weight, it will help you lose weight. In people who need to gain weight, it will help you gain weight. I have a friend who started the products. She's in her early 20s now, but she started when she was probably about 19, had a lot of anxiety, and she weighed about 95 pounds. She ate the big, huge bags of M&Ms whenever she could, king-size bags, because that's what her body craved. She started using Slim, and you think, why would you ever give this young girl Slim? It balanced out her body so that she was able to put on about 10 pounds of healthy weight, and she's not craving the big bags of M&Ms anymore. So it's just a balancer for the body, helps with a lot of other things. Talked to somebody recently who had a great improvement with her cholesterol numbers with these supplements. So that is super awesome as well. They have a fruity flavor. They are sweetened with stevia leaf extract, which is a natural plant-based sweetener. It's not synthetic. The color is from beetroot extract. So it's kind of a red color. All of these products are plant-based and natural and not synthetic. So then there are other products that we talk about and take every single day. This one is ProBio 5. So this is a mix of probiotics and digestive enzymes. It is the only probiotic and digestive enzyme mixture on the market. It has an awesome blend of probiotics. They are flash frozen, which means that they do not need to be refrigerated, and they will last to get to your gut where they need to be. A lot of the probiotics that you can get at a grocery store, and I tried them. I'd been researching gut health before I started this because I was just curious if that maybe would help me or if it would help my patients, or maybe there's something to it. But a lot of the ones that you buy at the grocery store and have to refrigerate, so they're stable at the temperature of a refrigerator. So once you put them in your body, which is 98 degrees, they're not stable anymore and they start dying. So that's why they have to have such high probiotic counts, because by the time they get into your system, most of them have died and they're not as effective. So this is super effective, also helps with sugar cravings and to just balance things out, helps with gastrointestinal issues, and helps to kill that Candida yeast, if anybody's familiar with that. That's a bad bacteria that we have in our gastrointestinal system that really wreaks havoc on everything. This has the digestive enzyme that helps to break down the hard coating on that particular bacteria and then eliminate it from the system so that good bacteria can flourish. BioCleanse sounds scary. It's not, I promise. This is not a cleanse where you take it and you can't leave your house or your bathroom for the whole weekend because you're just cleaning out. This is a product that you take every single day so that you have normal soft bowel movement 2 to 3 times a day, because that is how we should be working. I had a patient once who told me, yes, that her bowels were regular. She had a bowel movement once a week. And that's how it had always been. And Kendra's going to spit out her drink. That's not healthy, guys. You shouldn't have that waste in your system for a week. It's not good for you. So you should eat a meal and you should have a bowel movement on a pretty regular basis. So this has magnesium. Your body needs magnesium for hundreds of different processes, and it's a gentle kind of magnesium. A long time ago, I started taking magnesium because I was getting tension headaches a lot, and magnesium is really good to help with headaches. And it made my stomach upset within a few weeks of taking it because it was just the wrong type of magnesium for me. This is a really gentle magnesium. Some people take 1 capsule a day. Some people take 6 capsules a day. And it just helps so that your bowels are moving on a regular basis, so that the waste that we're producing by getting rid of the bad bacteria through Probio 5 is being eliminated by the BioCleanse. So those are our main products in a nutshell. And I'm going to have Kendra talk now. And if you guys have questions, if you know where the chat box is, you can type them in the chat box, or we'll just wait till the end and unmute.
Thank you for joining. I was very nervous that no one would be here. Most of you probably already know my story of why I even started. I am friends with Sonia and saw her posts about gut health and everything, and finally I just decided that I wanted to ask about it. I was one of those only went to the bathroom a couple of times a week, but I did know that it wasn't normal. So I, girls leaving, I wanted to change that, and I also wanted to get my hormones in check. With 3 young ladies in the house, I knew that I wanted to be able to kind of rule the roost a little bit more. So I started, and when I started, I got Lewis on it as well. And I always thought that I slept good, but once I started this, all of a sudden I realized this makes me sleep so much better. So that was probably one of the biggest things for me, was the sleeping. And then with Lewis, he hopped on the E's, and most of you know that he quit drinking about 3 months ago. And I think that also helped him kind of totally buy into being able to quit drinking and how much better this is, because he had worked nights for so long and then trying to go back to days. His being able to sleep, he also was on the other spectrum of bowels, and now he is what we would consider normal. So that's kind of why I all of a sudden jumped all in. And then with the moods, feeling so much better, that's when we got Grace into it, and Ellie immediately jumped on board, and this month we started Anna. So aside from brother, who's holding out, everyone else is doing it. I do take the triplex. I do the skincare as well, and I do the MetaBurn also. And vitamins. I do the Mega X. Lewis does the X Factor.
Awesome, awesome. So I'll talk a little bit about those extra vitamin products that are good add-ons.
And the E's. Lewis
Yes.
does a lot of the E's.
Yep. So I'm going to talk about that first. So Ease is a capsule. When I say the products are plant-based, this does have some plants in it. It also has some New Zealand green-lipped mussel. So if you're a person who's allergic to shellfish, I would not recommend taking it.
That was you, Carol. Not allergic to it, but when you tasted it.
Yeah, it has some fishy taste. Bothers some people more than others. It has turmeric in it, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. It has serrapeptase, which helps to break down like scar tissue. And it's just fantastic. The New Zealand green-lipped mussel also helps with general aches and pains, arthritis. People take it a couple different ways. If you're a person who takes any over-the-counter medication to help with pain, this is a great replacement of that. So some people just take it once in a while if they have a headache. Some people take it each and every day because they have discomfort every day. And some people take it every day because they have puffiness or inflammation. I know friends who travel, back when we could travel, and they'd get real puffy fingers and they would just double up on their E's and that would go away. So definitely less inflammation. You'll see pictures. Jen knows about the puffy fingers. You'll see pictures as people have been on the products for a while. I'm at about the same weight that I was when I started the products, but my face is a lot slimmer. I used to be really puffy, and just general inflammation tends to go away, which is delightful. And then hormone balance, the reason that works really well or happens with these products. So insulin is our master hormone. And so when we're helping our body to manage blood sugars and have that be more steady, that has a trickle-down effect to all the other hormones in the body. So your male hormones, your female hormones, any type of hormone in general, it's going to help with stability of that. People have had improvement with things like trying to get pregnant if they're having infertility issues, evens out people's cycles so that they know what to expect. A lot of people have less moodiness around their cycle or less pain or you name it. It just is really helpful for people with hormone issues. The reason I started taking the products in the first place was honestly this product, the X Factor. This is X Factor Plus, but there's also an original X Factor, and that's our multivitamin. It is completely methylated, which means it's super easy to absorb. It has a food source of iron in it, so you're not going to see iron on the label, but people have improvement with blood counts when they take them if they have low blood counts. And it has aloe in it, which means that it increases the absorption of the vitamins by 300 or 400%. So it may not have the quantity of vitamin that you have in a different multivitamin, but you're absorbing it more readily because of the aloe. And the aloe is also soothing to the gastrointestinal system. So people who have heartburn, things like that, that all leads back to gut health. And then inflammation. I'm jumping around a little bit here, but I was reading an article about depression and inflammation. I don't have any hard and fast data for you, but they talked about how if people's blood markers for inflammation were elevated, then this medication would work better. And if they weren't, then this medication would work better. And what I want to know is if they help to reduce their inflammation in general by having them eat differently, taking some supplements, will that help their depression as well? Because I bet it will. Along the lines of mental health, Vital Biome. Is anybody taking that at your house, Kendra?
I just barely got some.
Okay, awesome. So this is our newer probiotic blend, and it's not a replacement for the Probio 5, but some people take this and not that. It is great for digestion. It's also great for mental health. The research showed that it improved happiness for people. I have a friend who started taking this regularly, and she stopped taking her as needed medication when she would get anxious. She just didn't need it anymore. So that is something that if people run out, it's a panic mode because they definitely feel a difference when they run out. Mega X is our plant-based omega. It is not fishy at all because it comes from plants. It's the ahi flower, and that has complete omega blend, 3, 6, 9, 5, 7, the whole gamut. Super tiny little capsules and really good for sleep, good for heart health, and just great in general. So sleep, like Kendra said, that's the first thing that I noticed the benefit. About a month in, I realized that I hadn't taken anything to help me sleep that whole time. And it wasn't because I was hiding my Benadryl. I just, in the evening, was tired. I would go to bed. I would fall asleep. I would wake up in the morning and feel refreshed, like I had slept good, which was kind of a miracle. And I know there's so many people who struggle with that. So do you guys have questions? Feel free to unmute yourselves. Type in a comment. If you're shy, we can just talk later. So we have some amazing deals going on right now. There's a couple different ways that you can buy. I'm just going to talk about the main one, the way that I started, the way that Kendra started, which is signing up as an ambassador, which is basically like signing up for a Sam's Club or Costco membership. You pay a little bit up front, and then you're able to get the products at a discount for the year. It's about a 25% discount as compared to a customer. So the ambassador membership is typically $39.95. It's on sale right now for $9.95, and we're actually reimbursing you for that. So that's exciting. And then I will do an additional $10 back for anybody who enrolls 24 hours after watching this. So let's just say by Friday at midnight. So to give you a little incentive to give things a try. And it's always fun to start with a friend. So when I started with a friend, and it's nice to be able to compare notes because we had different goals. She was drinking 2 pots of coffee a day and didn't sleep good and was getting sick all the time and needed to lose weight. So her having success with that doesn't make any difference with me having success with sleeping better and like finally having regular bowel movements. So if I would have waited a month to see if I was sleeping better and having regular bowel movements, her weight loss in 2 pots of coffee a day, my results didn't affect her results, right? So if you know this is going to help a friend, have them start with you. We'll give them the same deal. You'll get a little bit of money back. Jen was very surprised that she got a little bit of a paycheck today. So that was exciting because she shared with a friend because she's feeling awesome and she wants her friends to feel awesome. And that's what we want to. We just want people to feel good. I've been in healthcare for 20 some years now. I got into healthcare because I want people to feel better and I like to help people. And when I work at the clinic, I prescribe medications and I do the best that I can to educate people on how they can take care of themselves the best by moving their bodies regularly, by eating healthfully. But truly, people come to see me at the clinic because they want a pill. They want a pill that will help them feel better fast. This is not necessarily something that's going to help fast, and it's not necessarily something that you're going to get the first priority result first. So if you really want to lose weight, but your body needs to heal and you have seasonal allergies that need to go away, maybe that's going to go away first. Maybe your bowels are going to get regular first. Maybe you need to go through a detox period where you have so much junk built up in your body that that's going to take time. So everybody's going to be a little bit different. And I know Kendra talked to you guys all about that. So that's not a surprise. They're just amazing products.
It's great. It really is, which is where I had my big aha kind of personally after having a big crazy weekend. We had lots of functions going on. For some reason, one weekend in the summer, everybody was going to get together. So I had multiple functions, had also given people time off from work, and I had to go in at 4:30 one morning, one Sunday morning. And I did all of that, you know, like I did my whole weekend. So ate some, drank some, didn't sleep a whole heck of a lot, worked, and kind of thought, okay, on Monday, and I did not take any of my supplements. On Monday, I need to just get back on it, and it's going to take me some time to get everything straightened out. Monday, I woke up, I took my bio cleanse, I made sure I had my slim, went to bed that night, had taken everything, slept like an angel, woke up in the morning, and it was like I had a totally relaxing weekend. And I'm like, holy cow. Like, yep, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I mean, the recovery time, where normally you're thinking this is going to kill me. And it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. So.
Yeah, and not that I encourage people to go without sleep or do bad things, but when I first started and I would get called into the emergency room and then I'd have to still go to work and I'd get 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep, I was tired. Like I didn't feel wonderful, but I didn't feel like I was going to bite everybody's heads off and like I needed to eat a box of cookies or like whatever that was to like get me through the day. I was like, yeah, I'm tired. I'll probably go to bed early tonight.
Yeah.
And that was before we had Active. We didn't talk about Active. Active is a plant-based energy drink. It does have a little bit of caffeine in it. Has a ton of vitamins, tastes really good mixed with a Slim especially. And that's great for energy. So if you're a person who struggles with energy, I would definitely recommend trying some Active.
Other than don't drink it after 2. That's what I like. I can't drink it unless I know if I'm going to be up late.
Yeah. Some people are a little more sensitive to caffeine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to remember that there's caffeine in it.
It's like, oh, I'm good. Like if you drink it in the morning, you're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For like 8 hours. It's not like a cup of coffee that's going to have you crash, you know, after an hour and then you have to have another one. It just helps with, and it's great for pre-workout. Yes. So I would love to get in a chat with you guys and learn a little bit more about you. If Kendra wants to do that, or if you guys are just sold, send her a message, get your $10 off plus another $10 off. It's a great time to join this Plexus family. So thank you all very much for joining us. I'm going to stop the recording, and then if anybody has any questions that they do not want recorded, now's the time.